This time of night to me is the magic time of night. It's when animals move around, people are going home from work, the sun sets and spells another day. My dogs love it. There's a magic that comes out in the air that just, they feel it, you know. I feel it too. And if you stop and listen, you just hear it. The birds, somebody making their way down the beach on a motorbike, distant sheep. People move to the country and they say it's going to be peace and quiet, but they forget that we use a lot of machinery out here. Quad bikes, tractors, sprayers, and the occasional boy racer. That's actually a motorbike, that one. My dogs aren't exactly quiet all the time either. They make their noise. Well, these guys here don't bother me. Beautiful. For an old retired pig dog, this is a good place to be. Isn't it, boy, eh? Damn straight. Couldn't have a better life, could you, mate, eh? Pretty lucky you ended up here. It's a good fate, I reckon. Dogs are all watching someone get down the driveway. You stay in, Johnny. Stay in, Poe. Stay in. They're on guard 24/7 around here. They'd love to go, but they know they're not allowed to when they're with me. But when they're on the loose, it's a different story. They're all in guard mode. I think Johnny thinks he can actually tackle a vehicle. The other day he ran down the fence and I thought he was going to try and bite the tyre through the fence, didn't I, eh? Just about. He looked like he was going to have a crack at the tyre. Today is Father's Day in New Zealand. I posted a Father's Day note earlier on to all you fathers out there, whatever sort of father you are. And as I said in my message, you could also be a mum that's filling in for a father that's not there for your kids. I think being a father is the most important job that I've ever done in my life. And I don't say I've done a good job throughout all of it. I've done the best with the tools I had, and I think that's all any father can do. And I think the most important thing of being a father is to keep on evolving and letting your kids know that anything at all that they feel they need to talk to you about, they can. And that also means any grievances against you or anything. And keeping that door open, because some of the worst things that I've met with people have been grievances with their own parents that have never been validated. It's not to say you have to draw out and talk about stuff and go on over it and ruminate and go on over it and that. It's just to say as a father to your kids sometimes, hey, if there's anything I've ever done that's upset you or hurt you and you feel it was unfair, now's the time we can have a talk about it and see what I reckon about it and hear them out. You may not necessarily agree that even that happened, but just hear them out and validate it and then move on. It's really important. I've done that with my kids. And I've been surprised at the things that they said that they weren't happy with that I couldn't even remember. But I said, I can't remember that, but I'm sure it happened and I'm really sorry. Sit down, Johnny. You're not playing around me, mate. He runs 100 mile an hour, that dog, and he can be talking next minute, whack. He hasn't done it yet, but come close to it. He's got that young puppy thing going on all the time. I would have hunted him today, but the body's not actually in a position to go hunting right now. I've got a torn ligament in my elbow. Well, I don't know if it's torn, it's definitely impinged. Got a groin that's just got a bit pulled, and that was pulled. Hunting accident, and also a knee that I stuffed up hunting. So when you get to 60 and you hurt yourself, it's not like when you're 18 and you bounce back. It takes weeks. One thing I know for sure is that I will bounce back and it will come right. And on that note, if you've got anything that's going wrong with you, remember everything does come right in the end. It does. Things mend themselves. The body, the human body, given the right environment, can heal itself. I tore my rotator cuff 10 years ago, 1/3 of it, infus spinatus, and it needed to have surgery, and I opted to do the self-heal. And with my right hand, it was actually my right arm that I damaged, but with my left hand I would lift it up. I'd lift my hand up and I'd go like this every day, lifting it up with the other hand, and after about 6 months I could do this without lifting it. And then I added a piece of stick, a manuka stake, and I increased it until eventually, after about 2 years, it had built its strength up. It took about 10 years to be fully healed. It still hurts some days, but right now I'm walking around the field holding the phone up, which doesn't sound like much, but if you've got a damaged rotator cuff, it could hurt, but I'm not feeling the pain anymore. So your body can heal. It can fix itself. Anyway, on this beautiful night, as I just reflect how grateful I am to be on this bit of land, Daniel is making his way from Christchurch right now. Total good bastard, Daniel Heath. And tomorrow he'll carry on with that up on the hill there, my log cabin, which eventually will become my home. I'll live in that. I'll move out of the old farmhouse, and possibly I will let some other family members live in there, or friends that need it more than me. But that's the plan. Maybe I move in there and find it doesn't work out and I move back into the old farmhouse. But for now, that's where I'm going to be because my needs are limited. I'm going to put a compost toilet at the back with a Califont with an old bath. So that'll be a Califont that's gas that heats the water at the back there. And I have a bath to soak in. So next winter, when I come in from hunting, I'll just better drive my truck up the back there, plop into the bath and soak. And I'll have tiles on the roof. Sorry, not tiles, tin on the roof, and I'll have some solar panels for the power. I'll gather the rainwater and that'll be my water, but I may also connect up to the water we've got on the farm here because we do have a well here. Not sure about that yet. I like the idea of gathering the rainwater, and I'll do my cooking underneath the mezzanine floor. So my bedroom will be upstairs. You can see where it pokes out there at this end here. That's where my bedroom will be. And downstairs will be a little area with a deck, which I'll cook outdoors. And it's got a wee fireplace that'll go into it. I've already bought that. I bought that about 3-4 years ago. When I already thought about the whole idea, the concept of it. I've been thinking about it for a long time. Like a lot of things in life, what I do is I just plan them and methodically go along. Some of my resources have been going into fixing up my dad's houseboat over there on the land still. That's a work in progress. It's taken a lot to get that going. Eventually I will put that back in the water, but that's a progress. It's a work in progress, and it's all about resources. And I'm not in any hurry to get it back in. I mean, it's not a mad race to get things finished. I don't like the idea of putting that pressure on builders or putting that pressure on myself. If I've got a job to do, a lot of people say, oh, I need it done by Christmas time. If I can get someone to help me do it, if I can do it myself, when it's done, you know. There's not a mad hurry to get stuff finished. It's just when the time feels right to get it done. Things happen. It's like my Toyota Land Cruiser. I've been looking forward to owning a V8 Toyota Land Cruiser for 30 years. They didn't have them 30 years ago, of course. The first one came out in 2007. But I actually had seen one. I'd seen an FJ, what was it? God, forget that. Was it a 40? Oh, I won't say because I can't actually remember the number. But it was an old FJ with one of the FJ series that had a V8 in it. A bloke had modified it. And I knew from then. So those vehicles originally, the Toyota Land Cruiser concept come from the Americans. It was the old Willys Jeep. And the Japanese stole one during the war. And they took it back to Japan. They looked at it and then they modified the idea. And they made a prototype which was similar, but it was their one. And it was the first Toyota Land Cruiser. They got the shape, so it actually came from the Americans originally, and then you've got other people that tried to copy it, like Defender or the Land Rover, that shape there. And there's different stories and theories on how that came about, but anyway, the Toyota Land Cruiser is, to my thinking, the best four-wheel drive vehicle for New Zealand, although some people might argue that the Suzuki can go more places, and they'd probably be right in some cases. It doesn't tow as much, obviously, and can't work as hard. Anyway, I could talk about Toyota Land Cruisers till the sun goes right down and it's dark here, and you get sick of listening to me after a while, but I will take you guys out for a ride in that. I wanted to ask anybody, while you're watching this, you could help me with something. I had my claytoolstories.com domain taken from me when I was crook, when I was in hospital a while ago now, and someone bought it, and when I went to renew it, it had already gone over and they'd bought it. So I lost it, and now it's for sale. The guy that's got it selling it for offers over $500 American. Does anybody know if there's a cheaper way you can get it? I know there's other domains, but the thing is that I've got claytoolstories.com in every video of all my videos on the other channel. That means going through each video and changing that in the description box. Ideally I'd get back domain, but I think it means I have to pay the $500 American to get my own name back. Your thoughts below. Yeah, they took it now. They run all these horrible ads on it, and I've had a thing from YouTube saying that I'm spamming people, but I'm not, because, well, I am, but I didn't mean to, because my domain has got spam on it. I want to get it back. I think the only way is to pay the $500 American plus to get it back, but I don't even want to have the shop anymore. I don't care about sound stuff. I just don't want people to get spammed. So, and I don't want to go through each of my 14 or 1500 videos going through the description box and editing each one. That's a massive job. There probably is a computer software like Python or something that could do that, but I don't know how that works. Your thoughts on that would be helpful. Cheers, all you computer nerds out there that know better than me, because I haven't got a clue. I got my outboard motor going finally. I went out and caught some kahawai, and I gifted that to everybody. And tonight, Daniel is coming, we'll have that for his dinner. I smoked it, and it's a good video. It's on be on my Patreon soon. That ain't my dog barking. Someone's been complaining about my dogs barking when they haven't been barking, and now I know it's that dog over there. That's interesting. I have to talk to that lady that's been complaining. I told her my dogs were not making any noise, and she said I can hear them. That's what she could hear. Dog over there. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, I went out and caught some kahawai. I made a video of that there. I'm uploading it right now as I talk to you. It's going to my patrons, and I will let you guys see it later on, that those of you that can't afford to pay the couple of bucks to jump on Patreon, I'll put it on the Broadshirt Club, because I do dump my videos onto there. Some of them, not all of them, I can't, because a lot of them have got hunting and we just can't show stuff. Like things like the bull that I shot last month, and the pigs that I've caught, where I've actually showed the whole process, where I'm teaching young fellas. I've got a heap of young guys I'm teaching how to do that. I can't show that anymore on YouTube. It just gets warning, and my other channel's got a warning on it already. Another warning, it's a strike, 3 strikes and the channel's gone. So basically I've only got 2 more chances, because the third chance you can't risk that. So that's one reason, but of course that's also how I make a living, is Patreon. And it's a good platform because people can decide what they want to pay, and they can also join for free. Doesn't cost anything. It's just that I don't show all the videos on the free. I show some, probably 50%. So you can jump on there for nothing, and it's probably best not to, though, if you're someone who's struggling with you can't afford, $2 or $3 a month. Just don't. But if you can, then go for it. Right, we'll put you guys in. Johnny's already in his kennel, and get some possum out. The good old possum, and the ducks know it's time for it, don't you? They hang around to get a bit of a feed. You good Poe, eh? You good girl? Pace, good boy, eh? You good dog? Got yourself in the kennel, I see. Put yourself in there, good boy. Johnny's put himself in. As has this old fella here. You know what time it is, eh? Don't even have to tell him to get in. Old Pace is back out again. Come on, Pace, you get back in your box. What you doing out, buddy? You stay in there or you won't get your tucker, okay? It's tucker time. Yeah, possum, your favourite, mate. Righto, it's a nice big slab for you, buddy, isn't it? There you go. Eat up. Take it in your box. He doesn't chew too much. He's not one of those dogs that scoffs at you. Well, he does chew, I meant to say. It's the ones that don't chew too much that end up getting into trouble, and then they choke on it. And dogs can actually choke and die on dog roll, and it's happened. There you go, Poe. Wrap your laughing gear in that in your box. Good girl. There you go, Pace. In your box. Get in. Good boy. You're not getting any super duck. This is dog tucker, mate. Oh, that's a big one for Johnny. You need it too, don't you, buddy? Here you go. Eat up. Good boy. It's an absolutely beautiful night. I don't think I'm going to light the fire. I'm going to make a feed now for young Daniel that's coming here. And I will keep you guys up to date with how the log cabin's going. I'm going to start posting a few on the Broadshirt Club of the log cabin build, because it's interesting, you know. It's an interesting concept. It's one of those things that a lot of us blokes, we dream about doing, but we don't actually ever do. I mean, how many of you have thought at one time, I would love to have a log cabin? How many of you actually thought, what a great thing it would be? And I have, I know that. I've dreamed about it. And that's one of the reasons I want to share it, because maybe it gives some people an idea. And also, when Daniel's finished building my log cabin, he'll be available to anybody else that wants a log cabin to build it for them. A log cabin is, I would say, easily twice as expensive as doing a standard build, if not 3 times as much. You think it's cheaper, but it's actually not, because every log is going to be lifted up, put back down, scribed, saddles cut out, then put back up again. It's labour intensive. It really is labour intensive. And Daniel has been absolutely mega at doing this. It hasn't cost me what it would cost a normal builder. He's just been an absolute good bastard in the way he's gone about it. And I've been so impressed with his workmanship, and I really enjoy having him just come and hang out, because he's a neat bloke. He's honest, he's hard working, and he also talks about things that I'm interested in. Like, I've learned a lot about four-wheel drive vehicles just talking to Daniel. He's got a credible knowledge, and he's also very good with tools and maintaining his tools. I don't think I've actually met someone who can sharpen their tools as well as he can. Sharpening knives, sharpening chainsaws, sharpening chisels, sharpening axes. And he just uses a standard old Indian stone or oil stone. These skills that most men should have if they want to be self-sufficient, are really important, and I value them. And I value him as a human being that comes up and turns up here. So I'm going to start now with cooking a feed for him. And what I did was I caught these kahua. I gave all my fish away to people, and I smoked the fish too and gave it to lots of other people as well. And I actually ate a little bit myself. This is in here for his dinner tonight. I'll show you what it looks like. It's pretty tasty. I was a bit naughty and I cut a little bit off today, and although I'm pretty much plant-based eater, occasionally I have a wee nibble on a bit of fish, and I took a wee segment off that. It was actually a bit bigger than that, quite a bit bigger, and ate it. But really, really delicious. And as you can see, it's got the cracked pepper, and I've done it with brown sugar and Himalayan salt, and it's come up really, really nice. And these fish are just so much fun to catch. It's like catching a trout on pea, you know. They like go hard, crazy, like a salmon almost. Some of them are big ones, they'll tow you around. Anyway, brothers and the occasional sister, I hope this video finds you well. If you're anybody that's struggling with anything right now, don't be afraid to reach out. And if you had any real dark thoughts, then give Lifeline a ring. It's a really good outfit that all of us at some stage will be going through different crises, whether it's a health crisis, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever it is. Maybe you've had your children taken off you, maybe you've lost your job, maybe you've been involved in a car accident and someone's been hurt or killed, maybe you've lost somebody that you really love, maybe you've just got something going on personal to you that you don't want to talk to anybody else about, but it's just knocking you around really badly. The thing to do is to ring up Lifeline and talk to somebody professional, or go and talk to a stranger even, just anybody. Get out and talk and understand that a crisis always passes. Sooner or later they pass. And this is why it's such a tragedy when people take their own lives, because in time that crisis would pass and they would have one day been right again. With 99.9% of problems, they generally come right. You think at the time maybe it couldn't and you can't find a way out, but that's how the brain works, and it tends to snowball and get negative. For a lot of people it does. I see that, and when I talk to them and I think of being how logical they are being about their problems, and I realise that they are trapped in a mindset that to them seems real, but when I see it from an outsider and listen to it, and I talk to a lot of men particularly, it just seems so illogical, and I think, geez, but that's their rationale at that time, and it's as real to them as it is you hearing my voice right now. So if you are going through that tough patch, reach out to somebody, and if you know someone who's going through a real tough patch, reach out to them. You don't have to talk about the problems. All you have to do is say, "G'day mate, I'm here," and be an ear to talk about anything. Have a cup of tea. I don't think there's huge advantage in going over and over about something and ruminating about a problem, but I do think there's a lot to be said about blokes sitting down together in groups and sharing that they are not alone, that it's actually something we all at some stage have struggled with. For me personally, I've had physical health struggles, and as I've said before on this platform, I don't differentiate between physical health struggles, emotional health struggles, spiritual health struggles, mental health struggles. They're all just struggles, and we all have them. And if you say, "Oh, I don't struggle with anything or never have done in your life," then you're the rarest person I've ever met, because I'm yet to meet anybody yet. I know there's people out there that don't suffer stress. I know there's people out there that don't have any real deep problems, but sooner or later something comes up. We suffer the loss of somebody we love, something falls to bits, and that's the nature of this life we live. So when that happens, make sure you've got a support system, and if you haven't, reach out and get it for yourself. It's so important. It can just make this journey so much more pleasurable and so much more worth the while, and you'll get through. Anyway, brothers and the occasional sister, I'm going to cook Daniel his dinner. Get that with some veggies. I might do some potatoes and kumara and some fresh veg out of my garden, and make sure the man gets some good nutrition when he turns up to my house. Go steady, and I'll see you in the next Bro Check Club video. This is a snap vlog straight off the phone, not edited. The most easy, sustainable way for me to make videos for you, and I can hear a vehicle coming right now. So it's good timing. He's come up the driveway. I'll go before the dogs start barking. See you later.